think we're lucky because Monster Brawl's kind of got one of those titles that sums it up in the same words as are on the poster. So Monster Brawl is 8 classic monsters fighting to the death to determine the most legendary monster of all time. And you've got some classics like Frankenstein, Werewolf, The Mummy, and a couple surprises in there that people will like as well.
Yeah, it's a really fun ride. It goes into the monster's history and kind of the genesis of each monster, and then they're summoned to this ultimate battle, fight to the death kind of scenario. And the director had a really cool vision and made it really fun, and it's just like a roller coaster. It has kinds of ups and downs, and there's really something for all kind of moviegoers. It's a perfect festival to be at because there's, everyone's looking for something fun, and it's a great kind of movie. You can throw popcorn at the screen and just be right in there with the monsters. So.
Monster Brawl was thought up about a year and a half ago. We wanted to make something fun for the fans, something with monsters in it, and yeah, Jason and I came up with the monsters that we'd include in the story, who would fight. He did the concept art and the storyboarding. I wrote the script. And it just flourished from there. I mean, we were raising money simultaneously while the project was being developed, and as soon as we closed our financing, about a month later, we were building sets.
For this, a guy like Jimmy Hart immediately came to mind just because he is an enigma. He is wrestling, that guy, and someone we grew up watching and always loved his ability and his performances, and he was a true performer, an unbelievable guy to have on set. Didn't miss a beat. Didn't eat on set, didn't drink water, just said, let's get it done, and powered through all day long.
Yeah, he loved the script, and he was a huge supporter of it, and yeah, he was so enjoyable to work with.
We wanted to appeal to, obviously, the horror and genre fans, so we knew we wanted to get a couple names in there. Art Hindle, who was with us from the start, helped us raise our financing as well. He got on board early, and fans would know him from Cronenberg's The Brood, Black Christmas, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Lance Henriksen was the other genre name. Luckily enough, he was going to be in Toronto the last day of our shoot, so I mean, we were just dumbfounded. Like a month before that, we were bartenders and drywallers and had odd jobs, and
the stars aligned.
And a month later, we're sitting in a recording booth with Lance Henriksen. So that sort of satisfied the horror element, and then for wrestling, I mean, Jimmy Hart was always on our mind. We got Herb Dean in there from UFC because we wanted to get the MMA crowd on board, and then Kevin Nash. I mean, the guy is just a giant, and we had him play a manager. Again, the classic wrestling element, having the managers at the side of the ring stirring up trouble. And yeah, I mean, cast was sensational. Dave Foley brings in a comedic level. Hindle and Foley lived in the small village of 500 people in the 70s called Creemore, Ontario, and my family lives there to this day. So it was sort of like a homecoming last summer, bringing those guys out. We always knew it was on us to get the horror and monsters right, but for wrestling, I mean, we just don't know the technical things, so we brought on like just a tremendous team of amateur wrestlers from Ontario. So they worked heavily with the stunt coordinator for the moves, what the right technical moves were, and all that sort of thing. So we left the wrestling in their hands, and we knew we had to get the gore and the horror right on our end.
Plus, they were insane Jimmy Hart fans, and R.J. Skinner had a Robert Maillet action figure from the WWE, and he was in there every day watching clips off of YouTube of Jimmy Hart and Kurgan in the old days, and Rico came in, and it was just it just turned into a wrestling house overnight. We were kind of in the dark, and then
I mean, for us, we couldn't really afford to train actors how to wrestle. It was better to get wrestlers how to act. I mean, they're naturally actors anyway, getting up week after week in front of thousands of people. So
Holly and Kelly, I mean,
yeah, I mean, the list goes on. Normally in Canada, you have a movie with our budget, you're going to get a movie with 2 or 3 actors in one location, but we were just really ambitious and almost suicidal. We had 38 characters in this movie in 12 locations. So we pushed everything to the limits, got every penny we had onto the screen, and we're fortunate to do so.